Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fully Dressed, the podcast. I am your co-host, Bruce, and this is my partner, Star Rookies, and we are here for Bengals Talk. So hope this
Who Dey?
Who Dey. So a little more lighthearted than what we have been doing the last couple of weeks, and we're going to do a quick little show about the upcoming game against the Minnesota Vikings. And Rookies has a short 1 minute, 15-second video that we're going to share with you right now. So here we go. Who Dey?
This game is designed to test those who withstand the storm. It wants to see the line break, the circle shatter, the chain weaken. But that's never been us. We are driven by something far greater. A story you cannot write.
Real simple today.
Yet you feel it.
Show these guys what a man plays like with nothing to f***ing lose.
Every second on the field is a testament to the one beside you. Each helmet, each heartbeat, each moving piece, with no intention of slowing down because still, we stand strong. Each week is a test, not of speed and of skill alone, but of unity. The line holds, the chain stands, and still, we stand strong. Because the last thing they want to see is a team that keeps standing strong. Well,
That is the official Bengals video.
Woo! I can't help myself. About how jacked up I get anytime we discuss it. And for those of you who don't know, we have been best friends for 35 years. We talk basically every single day. And during the season and even the off season, we constantly talk about the Bengals. We crave a Super Bowl championship for our city and our team and our players and for us. And I will tell you
I was born in Cincinnati, Jewish Hospital, Cincinnati. Grew up in Hamilton County till I was 12 years old.
Mama lived there till she passed. Your mama lived there till she passed. We've been there so many times, and we deserve it.
Yes.
We had 30 years of futility, 30 years of misery. Even though we went to 2 Super Bowls,
we lost them both in the last 2 minutes to Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers.
And we may as well not have gone because after each appearance, crap. And we've had enough in the sense that we are over being the Bengals. We want to be the Bengals. We want a championship for our team. So 2-0 for the first time since 2018. And what'd you say? The last time we started the season with a win, we did what?
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think I've been corrected on that. The last time we started 2-0, we went to the Super Bowl.
Last time we won the first game of the season, we went to the Super Bowl.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've missed the playoffs. Joe Cool has
been injured 5 out of 6 years. 4 out of 5 years.
And it sucks. And we're frustrated. We know he's frustrated. And we have such high hopes. And we talk about this for months. And we like this many more weeks, this many more days, this many more weeks. And if we have football, And then we get it back. And then he hurts his toe. So for me, completely frustrated, we paid Chase and Higgins, which I'm thrilled that we did because
Joe.
But you're going to pay the quarterback no matter what. But the players around him, sometimes they don't get signed. So many teams will cut players that are all pros because of a salary cap issue, or because, okay, we signed you for this many years, but now we can afford you, so we're going to cut you and just release you. So they signed Chase and they signed Higgins, and then they signed Hendrickson. But then it's like you have this once in a generation talent, and it's almost like you're going to Walmart to find the guys to protect him when you need somebody from Costco. And it's almost like they're hoping that these guys can keep him upright when we've seen for year after year after year that they can't. So you're paying this guy $55, $57 million a year, and you won't pay the people to keep him safe. So the true blue bloods and the cream of the crop are not in Cincinnati, not because they don't want to be, because you can interview people around the league and are like, I would love to play for Joe. Joe's a hero. Joe's this, Joe's that. But they won't pay them. Like, what is going on there that keeps them from saying, like, okay, he's this important to us, we need to protect him? Like, what is happening?
Well, in the Bengals' defense, they have attempted and failed over the last 3 years to draft offensive linemen in the draft. Now, I think Mims was a success. You remember back when they drafted Jamar Chase, what was the big
Penei Sewell.
Penei Sewell.
Penei Sewell, who is a stud in his own right.
He's a boss right tackle. He's the man. Now, would you give up Jamar Chase for Penei Sewell?
No. Not
So-
yesterday, not today, not tomorrow,
so-
not next week. No.
So the surefire offensive linemen we're not able to get based on where we're drafting. So they're drafting offensive linemen. Now, this last year, they drafted, I believe, 2 defensive players first. Before they ever went after an offensive lineman. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe they should have gone first round and got a guard. But I think they got a couple of I think they got a couple of respectable offensive linemen in the draft, and even a free agent. I don't know that it's necessarily the players we have now, but the play calling, to be honest with you.
Who's the new guy right now? The defensive coach, or who's the guy that they brought in? I can't remember his name. But on the defensive side, they've impressed me. For the offensive line, like, we have these guys that come in and they're like, I am Joe's protector. You want him? Go through me. So what do the people do? The opponents, they go through them and they just smash Joe to the ground. I think he's led the league in sacks like half of the years he's been in the league. And there's only so much your body can take. Like, I would have already retired if I got sacked that many times. And we need to keep him up.
Who was the Colts quarterback that they were referencing that got hammered almost as much as Joe and didn't last very many years in the league?
And he was a superstar, retired, and he coaches at Stanford now. Andrew Luck.
Kind of feeling like the same thing. But what did I tell you in the offseason? I said, I don't want to jinx it, but
I know Joe's been injured. He's injury prone.
Is he? I asked, is he injury prone?
I don't think he is, but I think any quarterback would be injury prone if you were getting pile drived into the cement ground 8-10 times a game. Like, how does your body not get broken?
Why don't you ask Archie Manning?
Archie Manning or Peyton Manning?
No, Archie Manning. Back when he played for the Saints, he was more hammered. He got beat up. I've never seen anybody get beat up as bad as he used to get beat up, but he was still there the next game.
The field now, he limps, hobbles.
You
know, or his son, Peyton, who basically had a broken neck. Andrew Luck, who quit at 29 years old because he couldn't take it anymore. We've had talent in that position. David Klingler was a great quarterback. got smashed repeatedly over and over because he just got driven into the ground. Like, you cannot be successful if you can't stay upright. At some point, they got to invest in that. Like, and we bring people in and they just don't, like, they're superstars. They come in here and then they kind of fall off to the side and they don't do what they're supposed to do. And it's like, you work so hard to get to this level, you get a big paycheck, and then you kind of take it easy because, well, I'm good for the next 4 or 5 years. While your
Right.
quarterback is getting blasted.
Right now, we have at center Ted Karras. I got no problem with him. He's a great leader. He's great in the city. He does his job. So on each side of him, we got 2 new guys. We got Lucas Patrick, Dylan Fairchild.
Dylan Fairchild, I have high hopes for. Lucas Patrick, I know very little about. But how
And
is it
then
that the quarterback
outside of those guys, we have Orlando Brown Jr. and Amarius Mims.
And Amarius Mims is doing very well. Orlando Brown Jr., who I honestly thought last year when we signed him, I was thrilled. I thought, okay, we actually have a superstar, 6'8", 350-pound behemoth of a man that you would have to drive a truck to get past him.
And he held up. He wasn't the one that was getting Burrow beat up. Okay, he got injured. Yeah.
And he was out. So I'm like, now I can drive a Pinto and get through there. And it did take Joe a couple years to learn. And I remember one of the referees or umpires, whatever you call them, was like, you have to learn to slide and get down. We would like to see you stay in this league for a long time. If you keep playing like this, you're not going to be here long. You're not as big as these 400-pounders coming at you full speed, trying to take your head off. So, with that being said, Jake Browning, and I will tell you this. I was at work last week watching the game. I was not watching it 100% of the time, so I was in and out because I was at work. And I saw Joe go down. I didn't see him go down. I saw him on the ground. And I was mortified because the last time I saw that was when his knee was out and he was done. So I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Here we go again, because I, in my head, was like, Super Bowl bound. You placed a nice bet on us winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yes, I did.
So I'm like, this is our year. This is like, I felt it. Second game, he's out. So Jake Browning comes in, who I have a lot of respect for. I remember watching him in college. I thought he was super talented. And I can't remember why he didn't get drafted higher. I think he had an injury late in the season, and he got overlooked. So we got him. But before I get to that, I want to say that I in my head, I even text my wife and I said, we're never getting a Super Bowl championship in Cincinnati. It's not going to happen. Joe cannot stay upright. We won't protect him. It's over. I want to give up. So my first crybaby moment there, I had to think about it. I got over it. I started looking at Jake Browning. I started looking at the other quarterbacks in the league. And I firmly believe that Jake Browning is the number one backup quarterback in all of the NFL. I firmly believe that. I also believe that he is as good, if not better, than at least 10 starting quarterbacks in the league. If he was not on Cincinnati's football team, I think he would be a starter in the NFL. And I think,
all right, I don't want to go back through all the backups.
We're not going to go through every team.
But I can say Jake Browning is without question one of the top 5 backups in the league.
Who's better than him?
I won't say. Well, I don't. We just said we're not going to go through that.
I know, but
now let's go to the start. Well, you either debate the point or not, and I can go in and research it. Let's the starters in the league. I would say he's probably better than at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 starters in the league. I don't know that I'd go as many as 10. Again, I could say name your 10 that he's better than, but we could debate every single one of them throughout the throughout the show. I think Jake Browning and Joe Burrow are so different. Joe Burrow throws a bullet pass. Jake Browning throws a lob. And I think that's where we're going to see the problems. That's where we're going to see the interceptions. I don't know that he can do it. The positive on that is if he can get one-on-ones with Jamar and T out there, he can lob it because those guys can go up after it. My problem is the Samples and Gesicki's coming across the middle. You can't float that ball in there. That's got to be a bullet pass. And I don't know that he's going to be capable of doing that to open it up, which means we have to have Chase Brown opening shit up, which means we need those two guards that we were talking about to blow those holes open. It all boils down to if Chase Brown can open it up, I think Browning can be successful. But if we can't get our running game started, we're done.
I agree. And I do agree as well that they're completely different players. But I think they're both tremendous athletes, and I think they're both tremendously smart, although very different. So I think Browning is skilled enough to get us to the point where Joe comes back. Are we going to be undefeated till that point? No way. But can we get, say if he's out 10 weeks, we're 2-0 right now. If we could get to that point and be 7-5 or 8-4, I still think we have a shot. And that's what I'm expecting and hoping that he comes in and gets us to that point, because our team, as much as it pains me to say, I don't think we're good enough to rely on a natural every position, because we do have new players. We have young players. We have rookies, not you, but rookies. And I think that other teams are more fortified in what they bring to the table, been there before. If he can get us to that point and Joe comes back, then he will bring that piece that would be missing.
Okay. Let me throw this out there. I'm gonna go on record as saying I don't think Joe Burrow is back this year. I don't think he takes another snap this year. I think by the time he's healthy, one of two things: we're either going to be out of the playoffs, and if that's the case, you don't bring him back.
If we're out of
Do you
playoffs,
agree?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Okay. If we lose the next 8 games,
if it's even close, you still don't bring him back.
If we leave 8 out of the
win, you still say no.
Okay. Then you say if we're even close, you don't bring him back.
No.
I won't argue that. What if we've already secured or we're close to securing the number 1 seed in the AFC because we went behind Jake Browning and went 9-1? Do you bring him back?
Yes.
No. You let Jake Brown run it out. What happened when the Dallas Cowboys did that with Dak Prescott and Dak Prescott came back for the playoffs? They lost.
Dak Prescott.
I don't want that happening. I want, if Jake Browning can somehow go 7-2, 6-3, you got Burrow. Let Burrow be a quarterback coach on the sideline. Let Jake ride it out. Let Jake move on to another team next year and bring Joe back in the – okay.
And I think if you ask Browning, even though he, as an athlete, he wants to play. But I think if you ask him at that point, I think he even knows Burrow is not your average normal player.
I agree.
And if you ask him, okay, I went 9-1. Now here we are. We're 11-2 or 11 whatever, 11-1, 12, whatever it is. Joe's ready. I think if you say we want to go to the Super Bowl, I think he would say our best chances with him because he's Joe Burrow. There's only one of him.
Look at the last 3 games of the season.
I'm sorry.
Look at the last 3 games of the season. Not formidable opponents. Garbage opponents. You might even say Cleveland's one of them. Can't remember who the other 2 are at the end of the season. We could look it up, but that's irrelevant. I don't think. What if you put Joe out there and then 2 weeks in he gets hurt again, but this time he gets hurt to where it's going to affect next season? Is that worth it when you had Jake Browning going on a tear?
What if he doesn't? That's why you pay him. You want him. You want your best people to be in there when it's important. Now, if you are secured number one, your last three opponents are trash, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose, okay, then leave him out. But you get into the playoffs, yeah, I want my money man. I want my guy to be in there. I want him to be the starter.
And
and if I'm the player, I'm like, put me in. This is why you pay me. This is why you draft me.
And if you're Jake, you say, I got us 9-1. I'm not being selfish. I've developed this offense. We're working. We're gelling. We're doing well. Why would you bench me?
Because you're filling in for Joe Burrow.
And plenty of teams.
There's not that many players you can say that about. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and maybe Lamar Jackson. The rest of them be like, you know what? Shut the hell up and sit down. We're going this way. But with those
what about Drew Brees and Tom Brady? After Drew Brees got hurt, Tom Brady came in, and then Drew Brees got healthy. He never got his spot back.
Bledsoe,
I'm sorry.
Because it was obvious that Tom Brady was better than Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe was not Joe Burrow. Drew Bledsoe was never Joe Burrow. Drew Bledsoe was good. He was never Joe Burrow. Drew Brees was never Joe Burrow. But there's not that many players you would say, sit down. This guy's took us to this point. Let him go. So if I'm Jake, and
how many of the great quarterbacks that you would list off, how many of them have spent more than half of their time in the NFL on the injured reserve list?
I don't know.
Like Joe Burrow. I just think.
How many times have you seen Patrick Mahomes on the injured list? None.
I just don't think
Dak Prescott on the injured list. If Jake Browning played for the Cowboys and he took them on a run and he got down to the playoffs and Dak Prescott was suddenly ready, I'd be like, sorry, bro. You got to wait till next year. We're going to trade him to a different team, get some picks for him. You'll be the starter next year. If it were Matthew Stafford, if it were Spencer Rattler, if it were Geno Smith, if it were Trevor Lawrence, I'd be like, sit down and shut up. You're going to wait because we're on a roll. We're not going to fuck up our mojo. We're not going to stop it. But it's Joe Burrow. He is not your average run-of-the-mill guy. He is somebody that I'm 57, you're 58. We will not see that again in our lifetimes.
So I won't debate that, but I
would never say I would if you could play him unless it's a sealed deal and you're going to the playoffs. I would be like, okay, take another 3 weeks. We get into the playoffs, we'll put you back in. Although I'd want him to get some warm-ups, get some reps, get him some of the rust taken off of him so he can get out there and be ready to go. But I think you pull him off of the couch after 4 months, and he would play better than 99% of the quarterbacks in the league anyway.
For about 5 plays, and then he'd get hurt again.
That's because
if Jake Browning, I love Joe Burrow. I waited on his parents at Texas Roadhouse Athens.
Great Glass Joe, and he's not Glass Joe. He's been hurt because our line sucks, and they can't protect him.
But if Jake Browning is able to succeed with this line, what makes you?
Because he can scramble a little bit better than Burrow.
Okay.
He doesn't have the leadership. He doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have the skill.
Again, Joe Burrow comes back after 10 or 12 weeks. You keep him in the bench as a backup quarterback, and you let.
Nope.
And then you solidify your line a little bit more for next year. Okay, we'll see how it plays out.
So then he comes in the first game next year and blows the knee and is out for his career. So I waited all this time. I took a chance and didn't play you last year. We lost in the playoffs, so they didn't want to play you. So we could start this season. You could hurt yourself and never play again. No way. I pay you $50 million a year. Suit up, strap it up, and get out there. And he would be like, I'm ready. Put me out there.
Oh, wait a minute. Now you're bringing the money into it. Okay, so here's another issue. We
It's a
go.
business.
Wait a minute. We go 2-10. Joe Burrow comes back. He's available for the last 3 games, completely healthy. You said don't play
For
him.
2-10, then no.
But I pay you $50 million a year, and if I put you out there, we're gonna get televised, and we're gonna get more seats.
No.
Butts in the seats.
That's a whole different scenario. If you have an
Okay.
opportunity to go to the show, you take the opportunity to go to the show. If you have somebody out there doing cleanup and the restaurant's closed, you have somebody coming and clean your floors, you're not going to put him in there. If you're 2-10 or 2-14 or 2-13 or whatever, it's a lost cause. If you have an opportunity, you want the best players out there. I would say put me out there.
Okay. I'm going to go on record as saying if they're fighting for a playoff spot when Joe Burrow comes back and the medical staff says he's healthy enough to play him. I think if we've already gone on a tear and we've shown that we can be successful with Jake Browning and they get into a fluid flow, I think you let Jake finish the season out.
The only way I would ever even remotely consider that, and I would still probably say no, is if Burrow said, let him finish it out. This is his ride. I would still contemplate whether that was a good decision or not. And that would be the only reason I would consider that. And I probably still wouldn't do it. I would absolutely not.
All right. Fair enough.
You're the leader of this team. This is your team. Strap it up. Let's go.
Hopefully we won't be 2-13.
If you are concerned about an injury, that concern should still be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next season, every game. You can't play that way. That's like, I don't want to leave my house because I might get hit by a car, but tomorrow I'm going to go outside. This is the chances are still the same. If you're going to play. If your career is over because of an injury, it could be over today or tomorrow next season, whatever. You don't want to wait. Well, I waited 9 years to play because I want my career to be over. Then it makes no sense. Play or don't play. He's an athlete.
Well, I think Joe
play.
I think Joe Burrow is the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. I think that Jake Browning is spending the next number of weeks, 10, 12, 14, however many it is, establishing himself as the 2025 Bengals quarterback. I think that doesn't belong to Joe anymore.
You're out of your mind.
Sorry.
You're out of your mind.
He hurt his ear.
No way. No,
he's got an injury that AJ Green. Remember when AJ Green had turf toe?
No way. I don't care. No way.
Nope. This is Jake Browning's Bengals.
You're out of your mind.
Live or die with it this year.
For his next team.
I agree with that.
He should be a starter, and
Agreed.
It should not be, and it will not be the Cincinnati Bengals. That
Agreed.
sucks for him.
No. I'm saying at the end of the season, after Jake Browning finishes the season, Joe Burrow is the starting quarterback day one next year.
Sorry. I thought you said
no.
Okay,
The 2025 Bengals are Jake Browning's Bengals. They're no more Joe Burrow's Bengals. Joe Burrow is the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback.
Okay, I thought you said he was interviewed.
No.
And the only reason Jake Browning finishes this season with the Cincinnati Bengals as a starter is because Joe Burrow is not ready. Joe Burrow it says 10 to 12 weeks. I'm going to say 7 to 8 weeks. He will be back. And unless the Bengals are either A, completely out of the mix, or a long shot to get into the playoffs, then Burrow won't come back. If they're in the mix or in the lead, he comes back. It's his team. Jake goes back to the bench, and then he plays for a team next year and becomes a starter for Las Vegas, New Orleans, Seattle, the Rams,
Raiders.
Miami. Who else? Who's Atlanta? Not Atlanta. They got a pretty good quarterback right now. Minnesota, because I know you're
Raiders.
right. JJ McCarthy is not the answer. So,
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he
no,
is.
no. Overrated. So, I think Browning has an opportunity to be in 8 to 10 different teams next year. I think even more than that, but as a starter.
Don't we have him signed for next year?
Yeah, but they're going to trade him for somebody. They'll trade him for some picks because he deserves an opportunity. I think they'll honor him, but they'll also get something for him.
I think it'll be a sign and trade deal if that's the case. You sign him to an extension of 3 or 4 years and trade him for a draft pick or two. Okay, I won't argue that. But I'm telling you, there's no more Joe Burrow 2025.
Okay, I think you're wrong. I think he'll be back sooner than expected. And I think that if we can get – if it's 8 weeks and we can get 6 wins, or if it's 10 weeks and we can get 7 wins, Burrow's going to play. So, all right. Short show. We already went over by 2 minutes. You have any final words?
Bengals beat the Vikings by 10.
Right now, they are 3-point underdogs. And that's infuriating. You have Carson Wentz as the starter.
What did we pick the score for last week?
I didn't want to bring it up because you were way closer than I was.
I was way closer than you were. Yes, sir.
You were off, and I was like, dang it. Like, I was wrong at the second minute or something. I was like, well, that's over.
Yeah, I think I got you.
But I think we're going to win this week. I think it's going to be closer than expected. I think the 3-point difference is going to swing our way. I think it's going to be probably a 6 or 10-point game. So
I'm going 24-13.
I think it's going to be like 27-20.
24-13 and 27-20.
Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 41-40. So I think it's really going to be crazy. I don't think it could also be like 41-10 us. I think we're going to surprise people. I think Browning's better than we expect. I think Minnesota is awful. And if Minnesota gets more than 6 wins this year, I will be shocked with or without McCarthy. And I think McCarthy is a short timer in the league.
Okay.
So that's
I disagree.
Pick. I hope he's super successful.
I disagree.
I just don't see it. All right, folks. Thanks for joining, and we appreciate everything. We appreciate you watching and paying attention. And I can't see where this is. Wait a minute here. I can't see what that is. Dang it. Never mind. I'll say like, share, and subscribe. I should have put that down here on the bottom so you can click on it, but I can't find it right now. But thank you very much. Have a great day. God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless Donald Trump. Rookies.
Hooday.
Hooday. See you next week. We'll come back with our recap of the game. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. And then in about 10 weeks, we'll have rookies apologize to me for talking so much back about Glass Joe. So appreciate you guys. Love you all. Have a great day. See you soon. And see you very often. Later. Peace out.